I'm getting my son for this weekend, and he wanted to eat buffet. He wanted to eat Chinese food, which is what we normally do. And, you know, I had to think about this one because it's Chinese food, especially American Chinese food, tends to be prepared with lots of sugar. I was talking to my wife, and she says, you know, like she and I go to eat the buffet too, the Chinese buffet sometimes when, you know, I don't feel like cooking. But she was saying that they have dishes there that aren't just full of sugar. So I was Googling it, and apparently you can eat Chinese food. You can eat almost any food. The key is watching the sugar intake, and also even the kind of foods. Now, of course, I haven't met with the dietitian yet, with the VA, so I'll see what they say. But until then, this is what I'm doing right now. And even after then, I might still do it, just because, you know, they have all these rules and stuff with diets. What you're allowed to eat, what you're not allowed to eat, and I think it's kind of stressful. And honestly, it's like saying you can only eat tofu for the rest of your life. If that's all you can eat, you might as well be dead. I know some people were telling me all sorts of substitute for rice, like cauliflower and all sorts of other stuff that you could substitute for rice. The problem is it's not rice. If you substitute all these different items, okay, because I always watch the vegan channels and all these where people make fake chicken wings and stuff like that using broccoli, and they'll make fake steak using tofu and corn or whatever they use. But I'm like, why are you trying to fake something that's not really what it is? It's like they want to give up meat, or they have to give up meat, so they make vegetables, you know, like the veggie patties. Yeah, rice is life, especially for an Asian, especially white rice. Now, the problem is, you know, white rice, we know, is high carb and easily converts into sugar, which could be a problem. It could be a problem because basically, if I eat a lot of white rice, which is what Asians do, I could be setting myself up, you know, for the high sugar. Even though I think, really, honestly, I think what triggered it was all the Mountain Dew and just sleeping in every day because I was depressed. But it also then, when you get diabetes, it makes you tired all the time because you know all the sugar in your blood. So it kind of perpetuates itself. So I've totally cut out soda. I've been taking the readings. You know, I don't really have a pattern yet because I haven't taken it enough. I have to take it for at least a couple weeks before I can see a pattern. You know, we're getting like foggy. I might go ahead and give you guys a front view here. So you can see the road while I drive instead of watching my mug. But anyhow, I've been eating in moderation. Like even last night, I was reading about potatoes and stuff. And a lot of people say you should avoid potatoes completely. You should avoid starches and stuff. The problem is if you don't have starches in your diet, you got kind of an unbalanced diet, but also you're going to feel hungry. So I had the, you know, I didn't even use I used real potato, but it was the instant potato. And what I'm finding is I can't even eat, like I'm probably going to cut down even the portion I made because I had a bunch left over I had to throw away. So I've been trying to do portion control, basically, eating much less of the starchy stuff than I used to in the past. You know, like the carbs and stuff from like rice. I cut my rice dramatically. You know, the white rice I normally eat in Asia, the white rice is the meal. You have a big plate and you fill it completely with white rice, you know, like almost overflowing, and then you have a little bit of meats and vegetables and stuff on the side. At least that's how I ate, you know, because rice is cheap and rice fills you up, and that's what you do when you're in a poor country. But in America, you guys kind of treat rice as a side dish, so you normally don't have that much rice. But Asians, I eat about 10 or 20 times more rice than you do. If that tells you anything. You know, because I eat rice for breakfast, I eat rice for lunch, and I eat rice for dinner. So in Asia, we eat a lot of rice. And for me to just go totally cold on rice, I can't do that. and I'll talk to the dietitian about it. But I've cut down. Like I said, I'm eating about 1/4 the amount of rice I used to eat, or less. That's what I'm eating right now. But I'm not eating it every meal, and sometimes I put bread, which I don't know if it's worse to have bread or rice. I think rice is better than bread, but to just spice things up. The other thing is I'm having to eat not Asian. Well, it's because of access to recipes, so I will probably be looking into Asian recipes and stuff, but most of what I know would be stir fry, stir fry vegetables. Was reading up on oils, and a lot of cooking oils are bad except for like extra virgin olive oil. So I'll have to switch to that if I decide to use oil. But a lot of times I've been just cooking without oil. I've been just letting the grease of the fat come out of the meat. But I have to cut down on the meat, the fat meat. They say I can eat a lot of meats. Apparently being diabetic doesn't mean that you can't eat meats and stuff like that. You just have to watch the fat intake and the sugar intake. And of course, monitor yourself. So that's going to be the key, is monitoring my my blood level, to see what it's at. Like right now, I haven't eaten anything. I know they say you should eat a lot of different meals. Like as a diabetic, you should spread your meals out. Like eat a lot of small meals to try to keep the sugar at a certain level. So you don't go too high or too low. You got to monitor that sugar level in your blood, the glucose. So right now my blood level is off the charts, but I haven't taken a reading today. I'll take one maybe today or tomorrow, because the nurse said to only do once a day, but no more than 3 days a week. I guess they don't want me poking myself full of holes, because as a diabetic, your wounds, they don't want to heal. So when you get a cut or a bleeding, you can get an infection, so it can get really bad. So they don't really want you poking yourself too much. So what I'm going to do today is go ahead and try to be somewhat normal with my son. We're going to go to a Chinese buffet, and if you guys want to see, then maybe I'll do a broadcast when they let me, of what my choices were. The buffet I'm going to has probably more than 100 different dishes, 100 different food items. So surely out of 100 I can find something. I'm still, a bit upset about not being able to eat rice, because as somebody said on here, rice is life. And I know some of you think it's crazy to go to a Chinese buffet and just pile up on rice, but that's what I eat. So I'm going to be looking at meats that I think are somewhat lean. I'm going to double check about sweet potatoes. I thought they said sweet potatoes are okay, but I don't know. But I may have some, but it's going to have to do with portion control. And then I'm going to probably go towards the stir-fried vegetables, but I do want a lot of meat. I think one day of pigging out, somebody keeps saying cauliflower rice. It's like me telling you to eat tofu as your steak. I know, if you're not a rice addict, if you're not like a person who has since day one eaten rice, maybe cauliflower to you will taste like rice, or can fake it. When I eat cauliflower, I actually like to enjoy it as cauliflower. I like to see what I'm eating, and I like to eat it like that. I don't want to make a fake rib or fake hot wings using cauliflower. To me, that's not hot wings. That's hot cauliflower. But you'll see that. It's actually available in the store right now. You can go into the, even at Publix or Walmart, go into the frozen food section, and they have fake hot wings. They call it chicken hot wings, but it's actually cauliflower. That's not hot wings. That's cauliflower. But as far as I know, I can eat chicken. The thing they don't recommend is the skin because of the fat. But I've still been eating the skin, I'm going to do the readings, like I said. After a couple of weeks, I should have a rough idea of what's happening with my diet. If the level is going down. It has been going down since the readings, but I haven't been, taking it enough to establish a pattern. So I have to say, your glucose level goes up and down throughout the day. So basically, when you eat food, it gets processed, and some of it gets converted into sugar that flows in your blood. And then, that's what feeds your cells and everything. You have to have sugar in your blood. It's just when you're diabetic, your body isn't producing enough insulin and other stuff to process that sugar. So, or you're eating too much sugary food, which is what my concern, I think my issue was when I had like upwards of 7 or more cans of Mountain Dew a day because I was depressed. So I've totally cut out the soda. I'm monitoring the food. I've cut the portions. I think my tummy's going down. I should have taken pictures. Maybe I'll take some even though it's a little late. It's been like a couple days, but it's been more than actually a couple days because I had actually started to cut down on stuff before I was diagnosed with diabetes. Because, I felt the Mountain Dew was hurting me, so I quit the Mountain Dew about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and actually all sodas. What I didn't realize was when I quit the sodas, I started substituting it with orange juice, thinking orange juice was healthy. Except I was drinking like a gallon of orange juice in 1 or 2 days. I was going through 1 or 2 gallons a day of orange juice. And then I also had apple juice when I didn't have the orange juice. And then I just bought a whole bunch of like other juices, or juice cocktail mixes. Because I was like, well, I'll cut the soda, but I'll still have some sweets. But now, when I talked to the doctor when they diagnosed me, she said no juices. So that really sucks. I think I may try to have some juice, but only like a little tiny bit. Like somebody suggested maybe half a cup of orange juice or equivalent of every other day. The problem is the sugar level in my blood. So I have to establish a pattern and see what it looks like and then make sure the count's going down. My last reading was like 204. 204. I just saw somebody commenting on there. All these people wanting me to answer and think I'm ignoring you. I'm driving. I can't really even look at the camera. I'm driving. I'm looking at the road. I'm looking at traffic. Okay, I'm heading out to get my son. And then, but then, like, if you guys want to see, I'll try to read the comments and stuff. If you actually want to see the broadcast from the restaurant, I'll try to show you my food choices. And the big thing for me that's going to be a little bit hard is, going to a buffet, you always feel like you got to get your money's worth. So you tend to pig out, at a buffet. And I'm no exception. Like, I'll eat about 3 plates of food. And not just a little plate. They're like full plates. So I'm going to try to cut it down to maybe 1 or 1.5 plates. I'm going to pig out a little bit, but I'll have to try to concentrate on things that I think are non-fattening, not sweet, and see what I do, which is going to be mostly greens. Although I think I may go ahead and get a little bit of white rice. Cause I know what I want for sure, if they have it there, which I'm sure they do, is octopus or squid. I like that. That's what, this is one of the few restaurants I can find it. So I'll have a lot of squid if they have it out with the rice. And then I'm debating if I want to go ahead and have them make me up some, I forget what they call, I don't know what do they call those things where they cook the noodles and stuff up for you. I may have them do that for me, have them cook my noodles. But if I have noodles and I can't have rice, I think I'll probably go with rice and skip the noodles this time. I'm basically trying to make a diet for myself that's doable. Because, trying to deal with diabetes, I think the key is actually changing your whole life to make sure that you eat healthy and stay healthy. So if you put yourself on a diet of stuff that you hate, that you cannot really stand, then I don't think, what's the point in living, right? If you're constantly, it's like saying, well, you can be safe by locking yourself into a box and doing nothing but drinking the solution that they give you. Saline Green. Okay? Saline Green is perfectly balanced for nutrition. You won't need anything else. You don't have to worry about diabetes or anything if you eat Soylent Green, or not Soylent, Soylent Green. So, you know, I don't want to eat that stuff. I'd rather eat real food and the foods I like. And if eating it in moderation is going to fix the problem, then I can live with that. I just won't pig out anymore, you know? And I will be honest, since I've started walking again, I went for 2 walks. I'm trying to think. I don't think I went for a walk yesterday. So it's not like every day that I do it, but I'm planning on walking at least 4 or 5 days a week. You know, at least a couple miles. One of the issues with walking is where I live right now, it's not really a good spot to walk. So I have to drive somewhere, and that of course means spending money on gasoline. You know, gasoline prices are going up. So I've been trying to walk at the beach and parks and things like that. So that's my goal. And if I have to spend money on that, then I'll spend what I can afford. And if I can't do that, what I've been trying to do to offset that a little bit is walk at work. You know, I have stairs that I have to climb up and down stairs. So I try to walk up and down the stairs, you know, as much as possible instead of trying to avoid stairs. Because climbing, you burn off more energy. And like I said, I feel my tummy going down. My pants are fitting a little bit looser. So it's been like about a week? Well, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks since I started my semi-diet. I hadn't cut out on food. I cut out with soda, but then, you know, now 3 days, 4 days since the diagnosis, I am really, really cutting back. So I will keep you guys posted, let you know what happens. I do appreciate all your comments right now. I am sorry I'm not able to respond to them because I'm obviously in traffic. But I will read the comments, and if you guys want to see what my selections are, or if you have advice, you know, suggestions, if you have suggestions on what I can eat and can't eat, make sure you post them in the comments if you're in live chat right now. Post it in the comments. I will try to review it before I eat, and that way, you know, I will pick good stuff out of like a big, huge, more than 100 dish selection. Okay, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, I think that's the key. Is I think the key is going to be balance and then finding a good mix. Because once I see the foods that are there at the Chinese restaurant, the buffet, it's making me ideas on what I can cook. I already have some ideas on what I can cook, and I know I need to pick up extra virgin olive oil. I have to switch out my oil. And now I just read that comment about being sorry about the cauliflower rice. Actually, it's a good suggestion for people who eat rice sometimes, you know, like and they may be more drastic than I am. Cauliflower rice, cauliflower chicken wings and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that if you enjoy it. If you convince your mind that the cauliflower is rice or the cauliflower is a chicken wing, there's nothing wrong with that, because cauliflower, okay, is better as far as carbs and calories and everything else than eating the rice or the chicken wings. But if you're like me, you know, pretty much almost a purist, like let me put it this way. If I'm dating a girl, or if I'm with a woman, I want to be sure that the real woman. Some people, you know, I don't have anything against people who date, like, you know, a tranny or whatever, a transgender person, okay? There's nothing wrong with that, but for me personally, if it's a woman, I want it to be a real woman. It's the same with my rice. So I'm going to go ahead and sign out because I'm blathering on, and I know people hate long videos. I will try to do a follow-up, possibly live from the restaurant. If I can't do live, I'll pre-record it. I might use it to pre-record it just to show you the food selections and stuff. But I may do live just to talk to you and show you what my food selections before I eat. So I want to thank you all for joining me. I want to thank you all for your suggestions, even the cauliflower one. Okay? I appreciate it, because if not for me, for some of the other viewers, you know, who aren't really enthusiastic about rice, you know, they eat rice occasionally. And I might try it just to experiment on a Cooking with Denoy episode to see how I really feel about making stir-fried cauliflower rice. I mean, not stir-fried rice, stir-fried cauliflower. Fried, you can't even say fried rice. Fake fried rice with cauliflower or something. I don't know. I'll try it just for the viewers and, just for me too, because I'm curious as to how it'll really taste. And if it tastes okay, then I'll eat it. But don't tell me that cauliflower is rice, because it ain't. It's cauliflower. But, like I said, even things have, like, good taste. Like, I know some mushrooms taste like meat. And I know that, I know for a fact, because I enjoy it, the Brussels sprouts, okay? I ate it on occasion, but now I'm really starting to like it. It actually, Brussels sprouts, when you steam it, it doesn't feel fully like a leafy green. It has more, almost a meat texture to it, almost. Like when you bite into it, it's not like biting into green, it's like biting into meat. And the taste is, even though I don't put anything on it, just steaming it with regular water, it has kind of a buttery flavor. So I actually do enjoy it. And, honestly, if I was totally cutting out meat, if I was totally going green, Brussels sprouts, I would eat that as a meat with rice or something. Well, there again, if I'm having to cut out and eat greens, even though rice is really a green, it's a plant. The Brussels sprouts can simulate meat. I won't try to fake it. I'll eat it as Brussels sprouts, but it's what I would eat instead of meat. And mushrooms, because mushrooms also have, when you cook mushrooms, in liquids and stuff, it soaks up all the flavor. But it has a texture that's not like a plant. It's kind of sticky almost. It's not truly like meat, but similar to meat. So, those are the things I would substitute if I was going totally meatless. But I am a meat lover. I may have some beef today. I don't know. I know they serve a lot of pork because it's cheap. So I'll probably have some pork. I probably have some rice, even though people are saying don't have rice. But I'm probably going to take like about half a cup of rice, or 1 cup at the most. I normally eat about 4 to 8 cups of rice, cooked rice. So, per meal. Per meal. So I'm trying to cut it down to half a cup or 1 cup at the most. Like I said, I may pig out a little bit, and then, see what happens. Well, stay tuned. I will do a follow-up shortly. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. If you are diabetic, remember that the food I'm eating here hasn't been recommended by a dietitian or anything. It's just stuff I'm making up as I read on the internet. What all you have to do is Google, this is how I found things out. Is peanut butter good for diabetics or bad for diabetics? Is fish bad for diabetics? Is pork bad for diabetic? Is spaghetti bad for diabetic? So whatever foods you normally like to eat, whatever you normally eat, is steak. Is beef steak bad for diabetics? Is Chinese food bad for diabetics? Whatever you normally eat, Google that phrase. And then make sure the website you're getting it from is some kind of nutrition site that's valid, or a doctor like Mayo Clinic or something like that. Make sure you're not getting it some weird, anybody could write crap on the internet. Make sure you're getting it from a reliable source. So make sure it's a source like a Mayo Clinic or some other medical or diet-based facility, or even like a health guru or something like that. So that will kind of give you an idea of how to basically make food that you're going to be able to live with, because that's what it comes down to. It's coming up with a diet you can live with. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. I do appreciate all the kind thoughts and prayers. I do appreciate the concern. I appreciate all of you emphasizing how dangerous diabetes really is, because people do have complications and stuff and can die from it. So I do appreciate it, and I think that viewers who don't know, maybe the younger people, I think it's important to know about it. And, I never really had these issues until I got older. So even if you're young, remember that as you get older, your body will actually change. So you may have to adjust what you eat And as a young person, especially like in my college days and stuff, I ate crap. I ate pizza all the time, drank soda, drank Mountain Dew. It was not an issue. When I was in the military, it was like that. It was not an issue because I was 20-something years old, 19, 20, You can process that stuff a lot better. But, somebody just saw, I just saw somebody mention your eyes. Yeah, I'm going in, I'm supposed to get an eye exam anyways, so I'm gonna let the eye doctor know they told me to tell him to check for diabetes, because I've been diagnosed now. So they're gonna check that too, because diabetes can cause you to have all sorts of issues, like go blind. So it's not a joke. If somebody said this is serious, and I am taking it seriously, even though you see me smiling and stuff, it's because it's life, Some people get diagnosed with cancers and other things far worse. Diabetes, at least, I think I have type 2. I'll double check with the doctor next time or whatever, or the dietitian. But it's at least manageable. It's something that, they were wanting to put me on insulin right away because my blood level was so high, and whatever that count is, where I had 12 something, over 12. They said that the normal should be 7, or anything above 7 is bad. And I had 12. It's almost twice as much as it should be. So, they do that with the blood test, and they'll probably do that, the next time in about 6 months, 7 months. But that gives me 6 or 7 months to get my numbers back down to normal, where the doctor says, okay, you're good. And yeah, A1C is what somebody says. If you are new to all this, make sure you read the comments. There are people here who really are knowledgeable about this stuff because they either live with it, deal with it, or know somebody who has it. And there's some really good advice and suggestions, like including the cauliflower, even though, like I said, for me, I don't really want to substitute cauliflower, for rice. If I want rice, I want rice. It's just like if I want a woman, I want a woman. So until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.